Hey, what's up? This is Kesha, coming back to you with another message from Spirit that has been on my mind and in my heart to share for the last week and a half or so. Um, it's kind of born out of what's going on with the pandemic and just things in general. And I hope that even after the pandemic, this information is still useful if you find yourself in this particular situation. Um, so with me, I'll go back just a little bit. I think at the beginning of the pandemic, maybe the first couple of weeks of it, I had been inside in quarantine and only going out really to go to pick up groceries and stuff from like Walmart or someplace. And that had been about 2 weeks. And then my mom and I were going to get together on a Saturday to start making masks for people. And so that morning, I had been out at Walmart to get the weekly shopping done. And I didn't have a mask at this point. It was only like I said, 2 weeks into quarantine. And did my shopping. Later went to her house. We made some masks, and we actually made so many masks that we ran out of elastic. So another Walmart is not too far from her house. So I said, let me just go run this errand, get some elastic, come back, we'll make some more. And when I went out the second time, I of course had masks because we just been making them all afternoon. So I had my mask on to go to the store. And I tell you, that was the first time since the pandemic started that I was at ease. And it's that feeling of, I didn't know that I was uncomfortable. I didn't know that I was under stress until the condition went away. And so fast forward to now, because that was back in mid-March. About a week and a half ago, a good friend of mine asked me, how was I? Such a courtesy. And because she's a friend, I took her question seriously and I started to answer. And really, like all the words that I use, and you know me, I used a lot of them. What it was coming down to was that it was a nebulous feeling of somehow being under stress, nothing in particular that I could pinpoint. And only when certain things had been put to bed and put to rest did I start to feel better. So, again, that feeling of not recognizing you're under stress until it goes away. And so I've been thinking about that since we had that exchange. And, I have a lot of tips and techniques and things in my arsenal that I don't always employ because, I forget. And I was reminded of tapping, EFT, emotional freedom technique. And not only was I reminded to just do tapping, even if I didn't know exactly what I was feeling, I was given the extra little star of an additional point to add. So I want to share that with you today in the hopes that if you are feeling some kind of way and don't know what that kind of way is, this might be a way to alleviate that and give you some breathing space and let you approach life from anew. So if you're familiar with tapping, that's great. Know that I am going to add this extra point that I got from Spirit. Please do not hit me up in the comments negatively about that because, well, it came from God, so that's good. And if you're not familiar with EFT, there are tons and tons and tons of videos on the web that you can reference if it becomes of greater interest to you. Know that you can do it on either side of the body. I happen to be right-handed, so I use my right hand to tap, but you can do it with your left. It doesn't matter. You can even switch hands or switch sides midstream. So just go ahead and take a breath. I'm going to take my glasses off just because it's easier for me that way. Just go ahead, take a breath, kind of center, and check in with yourself. We're just kind of begin to pull your energy back. And now we're just going to concentrate on you for a few minutes. And when you check in, just kind of notice how you're feeling. Again, it might be something that, I feel fine, fine, right? And that's good. That's okay. So we're just going to begin with, and you can follow my movements, and then I'll go through the points afterwards. So we're going to begin by doing the karate chop point, and just gently tap with your hands, your fingers. Even though I'm feeling some kind of way about something, I don't even know what, I deeply and truly love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling a little bit stressed and maybe a little out of sorts, I deeply and truly love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling something and I don't really have the words to define it, I still deeply and truly love and accept myself. Right now in this moment, it's really not important that I pinpoint and define how it is I'm feeling. What's most important is that I am here and present in this moment, and that I accept whatever I am feeling is valid. It's really not important for me to be able to articulate how I'm feeling. Feeling it is enough, and deciding that I don't want to continue feeling this way is enough, because that's my starting point. All of my feelings and emotions are valid, and I am ready to move into a space of no judgment. I love that I have the power of awareness, and that I get to choose where I go from here. And right now, I'm going to choose to leave the uncertainty, the stress, vague feeling of numbness, the sense of just being and surviving. I'm going to choose to put that to the side and claim for myself that regardless of circumstances, I am worthy of great good. I am worthy of peace. I am worthy of power. I am worthy of plenty. I am worthy. I am at peace. I am in my power. I experience plenty. And I am whole. Take a deep breath in. Another deep breath in. And check in and see how you feel. I was feeling okay before. I feel even better now. So that's one to keep, not just in the arsenal, but actually employ on a regular basis. Just to go over the points that I used. We started with the karate chop point here on the outside of the hand, on the pinky side of the hand, using the fingers of the opposite hand to tap into it. You don't have to tap hard. It's just enough to feel the pressure there. We then moved into just inside of the eye socket. You can tell if you go a little bit too far out this way or too far in. Of course, you're at your eyeball, too far up and you're on your eyebrow. It'll be just in this sweet spot here. And you can kind of tell when you hit it, because it just feels different. It feels sweet, right? We then come to the outer point of the eye socket. Too far down, not quite the same space. Too far up, you're still kind of at your brow. Too far over, you're moving towards your ear. But it's right in that indentation, that hollow, that where all those points meet. So right here. So we come down then to just at the top of the cheekbone, like just center of the eye, of the eyeball. And you can tell again when you hit it, it just feels different from if you over here on the side of the cheek or over here by the nose. It's right here in the center. We did the point just beneath the between the lip and the nose, right in here, right at underneath the chin, it's right above the chin, kind of beneath the lip in this little, again, the little sweet spot. You can tell when you hit it, because when you're on your chin, it just feels like your chin, but when you hit that spot, it's like, oh, that's the spot, right? We then move to the collarbone, right in here. You can kind of, you'll figure it out for yourself, but it's probably about an inch down from the centered end of your clavicle over to the right side if you're on the right side. Again, over here on the left if you're on the left. And again, it's like a little hollow, and it's maybe a little sensitive, but you don't have to press that hard to feel the sensitivity, but you certainly recognize it, though. That's the point. When I came over here and lifted up my arm, I used the same like 4 fingers here that I did with the karate point, and just captured all of this area, just like where the back of my arm comes down just below my armpit, right on the side. If you're wearing a bra, it'll be right where that bra, the side of the bra strap is. You'll just feel it right there. It's a little bit more sensitive than if you go back, towards the back or towards the front. It's going to be right here in line with the edge of the back of the arm, right beneath the armpit. We then move to the top of the head. It's right in the center of the top of the head. And if you feel across your scalp right here, there'll be this little indentation. And I usually take these 2 fingers here and just tap in there, and you can kind of move it all around. You can tell when you get again to that spot. And then this was the spot that was added for my particular meditation. It's right, behind the ear. I don't really know how to describe it, but if you're using 2 fingers, you're definitely going to hit it if you're in this spot here. And you can kind of tell when you hit it too. It's like, oh, something kind of wakes up in you. That was my first indication that, oh, this is definitely working. And I noticed that after I did my tapping, that point seemed to resonate more. And hey, that's it. I'm coming back to that in another video. I could tell, like, oh, that is definitely a spot that needed to be addressed. And it isn't in the standard canon of tapping. So that's my contribution to it, I guess. So again, a new technique. Try it out, see how you like it. Leave me notes in the comments if it worked for you, how you felt. I look forward to hearing from you. And we'll get on to the next video. We'll see you soon. Bye.